Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another daily live stream. How's everyone doing today? It's a pretty cloudy day here in Chicago. It was raining earlier this morning. It wasn't the best travel trip to the office, but that's okay. It's another day. Honestly, today just seems like a whatever day. I mean, I'm not full of energy. I'm a little tired, but I know I need to be accountable. And that's why I'm here today, to show up and lead by example. And it's not like there's anything particularly happening. I'm just kind of meh today. We all have those moments, but it's not because of you. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you being here. So it's nothing on any of you. I'm just saying that's how I'm currently feeling at the moment. Before I continue, and I know that'll probably change as I'm talking with everyone and I'm going through everything. So before I begin, for the good, Patty, Miss Peaceful One, Maggie May. Who else am I missing here? Randall, Liver King fan, Deja, Eric, Margaret from Facebook. Margaret asks, hello, Jerome. How was your train ride yesterday? It was good. It was good. I was able to catch it fine. No problems. Pretty quiet ride home. Thanks for asking, Margaret. Did I say Deja? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Hi, Deja. Hi, Henry. Hi, Mandla. How's it going? Andrea, hello, hello. Andrea says, hello, everybody. I'm new here. I joined yesterday and new to fasting. Andrea, welcome. Hopefully, we can get you settled in. Hopefully, you get to learn, or hopefully, you learn a little bit today. I mean, if you've been watching my live streams, maybe you're already aware of how a lot of this works, but thanks for being here. Kay Betters, hello. Tanisha, hello. Thomas, hello. Thomas asks, how's your future plan for the upcoming months? Do you have a schedule of where you want to be in weight and in fasting life? So, to give you the short answer of this, I don't really have a quote unquote schedule of where I want to be weight wise. If I'm being honest, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at weight wise at the moment, but I know that I still have excess fat I want to get off. And I know I have muscle that I want to continue to build. So I don't have a schedule per se. I would love to continue on this downtrend of losing excess body fat and to continue building muscle, but I know all of that takes time. For me, what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to get good at my diet. So that's why I have been doing nothing but ADF for the last however many weeks it's been. So no real timetable. I think if anything, my goal is to just continue, like I said, losing excess body fat, building muscle, and staying happy and healthy. I don't want to say I'm at maintenance because I'm not. I know that there are still things that I would like to achieve. But yeah, that's probably the best way I can put it. Nice to see you, Thomas. Welcome, welcome. Speaking of Thomas, hi, Tommy. Checking in. Hello, everyone. Tommy, how's it going? Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. So, where are we all at today? How's everyone doing? How is your journey going? This is an accountability live stream. This is where you show up It's where I show up to share with you all how I'm doing, but please share with me, how are things going? Actually, I think I saw something up here from Liver King. Liver King said, lowest weight in years, 164 today. Congratulations, Liver King. I love to see that. How many years has it been since you hit 164? I love that for you. Congrats. Deja also says here, having a low day, been procrastinating, getting things done because I'm just wasting time sitting around debating on if I should cook food or not. And I'm not even hungry. Well, that's the first thing. If you're not even hungry, why even debate on food? Is it a habit? That's actually today's topic. Build your habits first. Weight loss success follows and lasts for life. Maybe you're truly hungry, maybe you're not. But if you're already telling yourself you're not even hungry, what's the point? What's the point? Because you're going to eat out of boredom, you got to break that habit. You know what I mean? Deja also says, sometimes it feels like I'll never heal my mad relationship with food. That's not true. You're talking to somebody that's had this issue for years. And in a lot of ways, a lot of those thinking, a lot of that thinking, a lot of those bad habits, it still resurfaces. But every day I show up to fight that. Every day I show up to be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. This is how I'm going to deal with it. I know you'll be able to break that. That's what many of us are going through here as well. Thanks for sharing, though. That isn't something that's easy to share, especially something as vulnerable as that. Hi, Sydney. Nice to see you. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking at chat here. So let's go ahead. Let's begin. What's the day today, everyone? At least here in the US. Today is, if I can get this screen to show, and it's not showing because it's being whatever. Today is Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025, here in Chicago. Today is day 688 of my fasting journey. 688 days of imperfect consistency. 688 days of good days, a lot of good days, and some bad days. Almost 2 years of doing this. But the thing that hasn't changed is I continue to show up. I continue to be honest and accountable and transparent. Some days harder than others. Yes, some days I didn't show up, but it's not stopping me from starting over. It's not putting me in this place of, well, who cares? Forget about it. I missed a day, so it's not worth it anymore. No, every day is another day to keep pushing on my journey. Hi, Frederick. Nice to see you. Kickseek asks, Ken here. Hi, Ken. New guy, having trouble starting. What can I do to get into the right frame of mind? Kickseek or Ken, there shouldn't be any trouble starting because the starting part is the easy part. The starting part is when you just hit your timer or you note down when you started fasting after swallowing your last bite, and then you just go. Now, when you say having trouble starting, are you saying you're having trouble starting because you can't fast for a long period of time? Because if that's what you're saying, don't think of it that way. Don't think that you have to do a 3-day fast, a 5-day fast, a 7-day fast right off the bat. What that might mean for you, Ken, is you just start your journey. You just start being aware of what you're doing. If you sleep, you fast. For example, if you're going to bed at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., probably at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m., you finish dinner. Some other people earlier than that. So from 8 p.m. to 10 or 11 when you sleep, when you wake up the next day at, let's say, 6 a.m., you've already fasted for 10-ish hours. Now it's just a matter of how long you're going to keep going after that. You shouldn't have trouble starting. I would also say that don't worry so much about the length of how long you're fasting for. If you want to push a long fast, you can. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying that be mindful of when you start, when you stop, and what you do afterwards, how you take care of yourself. If you don't fast for a long period of time, well, be very mindful of how you're eating, because you know that's going to have a significant impact on you when you refeed. Be aware of what your exercise looks like. Are you exercising? Are you even just going for a daily walk, or walking 5 times a week or 4 times a week? Do you strength train? Do you sleep well? These are other important factors when it comes to your weight loss journey. I get it. We all want to fast for long periods of time, especially if we have a lot of weight to lose or a lot of fat to get off of us. But that will come in time as you continue to hit your timer, be cognizant of how long you're fasting for, so on and so forth. Hopefully that's helpful, Kickseek. I mean, there's a lot more to this. I talk a lot more in depth when it comes to fasting for longer periods of time, but hopefully that's helpful. Hey, Priceman5. Priceman5 says, went from 245 to 235 in 24 hours. Water weight is, and that's another thing too, is sometimes weight is just going to push itself up and down. And you'll see that as I share my spreadsheet with you all, as I share my nerd stats. When we push up 3 to 5 pounds, or when we lose 3 to 5 pounds in a day, it's not like you're losing or gaining fat in 24 hours. There's a lot of water weight. There's a lot of other weight on the scale that's just not accounting for fat, or it's a combination of all of these things. Hi, Fish Sizzle. I was like, damn, that name, Fish Sizzle. Fish Sizzle. I can't even say it fast. Trying to get back through one day. This time frame is the worst now till about 10 tonight. It's when you stuff your face time, or it's when you stuff your face normally. Here's the thing too, right? I look at this as your habit. Around 10 p.m. is when you stuff your face. Why? Because it's out of habit. Do you do it because it's the end of the day, you're watching TV, you just want to relax, and it's that quick dopamine hit? But you and I both know that probably eating at 10 p.m. every night, stuffing your face, isn't the best habit. So now it's time to break what that habit looks like. And I'm not saying that you have to give up food completely at 10 p.m., but if you have the urge, maybe what that means then is you're going to make a healthier choice. If you're going to eat, you're going to eat a healthier choice. Maybe it's still mixed with some of the other foods that you eat, but again, small steps to get there. What you and I are doing, what all of us are doing here, we're trying to break bad habits and start to incorporate good, healthy ones. Hi, Katrina. Nice to see you. Adrian says, hi, Jerome. I stalled at 105 kg for the past few days. Tried to fast, but ended up having a cheat day and 3 OMAD days, but want to get back on the horse. I mean, so you've had a cheat day, and then you've gone through OMADs. Hi, Adrian, by the way. And you've had OMADs after that. I mean, when I look at that, how clean were your OMADs? Were they fairly clean? Were you able to make healthy choices? Were you able to work your other weight loss levers? Were you able to work on exercise, work on your sleep? I get it. We all want to fast. We all want to put long fasts under our belt. We want to get that weight off as quickly as possible. But on days when it's not working, on days that we can't push that hard, we got to work on the other things. But I appreciate you sharing with me, Adrian. Hopefully you'll get back on the ball and you'll figure it out. I know you will. I know you will. I always see you here, Adrian. So I appreciate you sharing with us. Okay. Today is day 688 of my journey. Every day isn't a perfect day, but I move on and I continue. And I practice imperfect consistency. I'm not aiming for perfection here. I'm working on progress. I'm taking the good with the bad. In the last 62 days, I have been keeping track of a lot of my nerd stats. I have done a good amount of fasts, and you'll see the majority of them lately have been ADF, alternate day fasts, fasting every other day, eating every other day, fasting every other day, eating every other day. If you look at the very last highlighted in green section, my average fast over the last 62 days is about 47 hours. So a little under a 2-day fast over the last 62 days. You'll see that outside of alternate day fasts, I've had some longer fasts, a 93-hour fast, a 67-hour fast, a 64-hour fast, but a lot of rounds of ADF. You'll also see days where I'll eat 7,500 calories, 4,800 calories. You'll see that there's a day at the last bullet where I ate 9,500 calories. There's also a bullet there where I went on vacation for a week. What does all of this mean? It means that every single day, whether I'm fasting or I'm eating more than I typically should, I'm showing up for myself. I'm being accountable. I'm not just saying, well, I'm going to eat everything. Who cares how many calories? I'm not even going to be mindful of how many calories I eat, because what's the point? I'm going to overeat anyway. That's no different than when you're saying, well, I didn't do my 7-day fast, so what's the point of even stopping the timer? I'll just get back into timing my fasts when I'm ready to do another 7-day fast. No, because that is your all or nothing mindset. That's your all or nothing thinking. That's you giving yourself no middle ground. That's you just going from one extreme to the other. That part has to stop. That part of starting over, saying day one starts today, day one starts tomorrow, day one starts at midnight. You have to give that part up. We're going to throw some extra nerd stats in here because I know I've only been talking about the last 62 days because of a lot of transitioning for me, moving out of the country and doing daily live streams. But let's look at the bigger picture. What have the last 687 days looked like for me? What have the last almost 2 years looked like for me? Well, let's start from the beginning. At the very beginning of my journey, from days 1 through 19, I lost 25 pounds. You want to talk about going hard? You want to talk about pushing hard? You're going to see it right now. In the first 19 days of my journey, I lost 25 pounds. In the first 62 days of my journey, I was down 50. In 133 days, I was down 75. In 138 days, I hit my goal under 140 pounds. And 2 days later, 142 days, I lost 80 pounds altogether, 217.8 pounds to 137.8 in less than 5 months, doing an average of 93-hour fasts. But it wasn't just that. I was also doing 93-hour fasts, but still eating whatever I wanted during my refeeds. I was eating 5, 6, 7,000 calories, whatever I wanted. And I still lost that weight. And I did it in record time. So you want to talk about pushing hard, but still giving myself grace, eating whatever I wanted? I was able to do that. And that was That was over 500 days ago. Over 500 days ago when I accomplished that. Why do I show this? Because that was on day 142 when I dropped 80 pounds. And here we are now on day 688. This is to show you that I've continued to keep this weight off. This is to show you that even though I hit my goal weight in 142 days, the journey never ended. Because in fact, since that time, I've realized, okay, I can't keep fasting for 90 plus hours. I got to fast shorter. I got to learn how to eat better. I have to learn how to exercise better. Oh, I want to build more muscle. I don't want to just be where I'm at right now. I want to improve my physique. I want to make sure my blood numbers are good when I go to the doctor, that my type 2 diabetes stays reversed, that my high blood pressure stays reversed, that my testosterone is intact. Because prior to all of this, my testosterone was tanked. My doctor was already talking to me about getting TRT or HRT or hormone replacement therapy or testosterone replacement therapy. I believe that's what TRT is. Either way, one of those. And I was able to lose all of that weight and keep it off now for almost 2 years without medication, without surgery, without being on any type of GLP-1. I've gotten to this place and stayed there naturally. I'm always going to say this. I don't say that so that you shouldn't be taking advantage of whatever might be helpful for you on your health and wellness journey. If you need to be on medication, that's what you need to do. If weight loss surgery is what you're looking at and you feel that's the only answer, you have to do what's best for you. I just share my personal experience because as somebody who is 44 years old, I thought that there was no way out. I thought I would never be able to lose this weight and keep it off. But I've been able to do that. So when I show these nerd stats, when I talk about showing up every day, this is literally the last 687 days of my journey. Today is day 688. That's why it's not listed, because the day isn't over yet. But if you look, if you want to see, here's what I mean. A lot of what I've been talking about lately is I'll say, so what if you don't fast for as long? That's okay. So what if your fasts are only 23 hours long? So what if they're only 36? So what if they're not 3 days, 5 days, 7-day fasts? I say that because I need you to understand that you can't keep going all or nothing, all or nothing, all or nothing. Obviously, if you can push and you want to push, you can do that. That's exactly what I did at the very beginning of my journey. I pushed hard. I pushed super hard. And I was able to still push and eat whatever I wanted. And I say that in a little bit of a braggadocious way, because I know a lot of people can't say something like that. There aren't a lot of people that can say, yeah, I still ate whatever I wanted and lost all the weight and in record time. I found a system that worked for me. You can push hard if you want to, but you also have to know what to do if you're not able to push hard. You have to know what to do to give yourself a middle ground. If you look at my last 687 days, yes, in the first 142 days, my fasting average was 93 hours, almost a 4-day fast. But look at what that number is overall. In the last 687 days, it's not 93 hours anymore. It's a little over 2 days, 49 hours. The last 687 days have been combined with 90-hour fasts, 160-hour fasts, some 16-hour fasts, some 36-hour fasts. It's been a combination. I have been learning to work on every lever of weight loss on my journey, day in and day out. When people ask me, Jerome, how have you gotten good at X, Y, and Z? It's because every day I put effort into what I'm doing. Every day I keep trying to practice how to eat better. Every day I keep trying to practice on how to fast more optimally. Every day I keep trying to practice on how can I lift more efficiently? How can I practice cardio more efficiently? How can I work on getting good rest and recovery? How can I continue working on my mental health and avoiding eating due to emotional triggers or stressful triggers, or eating out of boredom, or eating out of comfort, or eating to ignore, to forget, to avoid? I got good at this because I show up every day. There's nothing special about me, everyone. There isn't. I got good at this because I show up every day. Yes, the fasting part of me, okay, fair enough. I do feel like I'm good at that part. I feel like that just came naturally to me, to just fast for long periods of time. I also, it's like a double-edged sword. I love eating. I love being able to eat lots of food. I love being able to eat 10,000 calories and not even think twice about it. But that also comes with a huge con of, well, the weight's going to push itself up. So even though I might be good at fasting, the diet part is hard for me, just like you. Everyone that's in here right now, everyone that watches this in the future, you all have your own individualized way of what triggers you, what you're good at, what you're weak at, what you need to work on. But we're all the same. We all have good habits that we can continue to work on. We all have bad habits that we need to drop. The roadmap is simple. The blueprint is simple. The path forward is simple. You just have to keep working on building good, healthy habits. That's how you're going to be successful when it comes to weight loss. That's how you are going to be able to do this long term. That's how you're going to be able to say, this is my life now. This is how I do this. We can talk about quick fixes all day. We can talk about quick, super ways to lose weight. You want to have that conversation right now? Let's do it. If you're watching this right now for the first time and you're wondering, how can I lose the most weight in the quickest amount of time? Fast. End of story. Eat 0 calories. That's it. You don't need this channel for that. You don't. But maybe what you might need is, how can I incorporate fasting in my lifestyle? How can I make it work for me? There's nothing telling, there's no part of me that says don't push if you don't want to. You want to go hard, go hard. But you have to stop the all or nothing part of it. You have to stop saying, I'm going to go hard for the next 7 days. And then on day 3, when you can't fast any longer, you're like, oh, fuck it. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just going to go order Grubhub and lay on the couch. And then I'll see you in 3 weeks before I come back to Jerome and be like, okay, Jerome, I'm back to do another 7-day fast. I got it now. Stop that. Quit it. Stop restarting your journey. Stop with the all or nothing type thinking. You have to get out of that cycle. You have to break that habit. And if you don't think that way, well, then more power to you, because it's a really bad mental state to have. It's one that it's plagued me for a long time. And I can't even say I'm fully free of it, but I'm a lot better at controlling that today than I used to be in the past. Sorry, I'm looking back at comments here to see how people are doing. Hi, Jody. Jody says, hi, Jerome. I've been stuck on a plateau for weeks, but thanks to your inspiration, I'm still hanging in and not giving up. And that's what I love to see. That's what I love to read. That's what I love to hear. Jody, you have my support. I'm sure you have other people's support here as well. I'm glad that you know you don't have to just completely throw in the towel. You know that life never stops. Your journey never ends. All this means is you're stuck in a plateau. What bad habits, what things can you start working on to get yourself out of that plateau? Whether it be your fasting protocol, your refeeding protocol, the choices you make when you eat, the way you exercise, the way you sleep, the list goes on. But I love that for you, Jody. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for sharing that vulnerable thing too. It isn't many things that people are sharing on here. It's not easy to do so. A lot of credit to people who are able to share those moments, because in a way, for me, when I'm able to do it, it's freeing. It's like getting the monkey off my back, getting the boulder off of my shoulders, or whatever term that might be. Catman says, I just discovered your videos in the last month, and they've been helping me stick with my fasting. I love that. I'm glad I can be motivating and inspiring in that way. Thank you for everything you do. You're very welcome. I'm on my first 72-hour fast, so wish me luck. All the luck to you, Catman Rolls. And if anything, you want an extra layer of accountability, come back tomorrow or the next day. Let us know how your 72-hour fast is going. And here's the big thing. Even if you're not able to push a 72, and I'm not saying that because I'm saying you're not going to be able to do it. I'm just saying in the event that you're not able to do a 72, show up anyway. Be like, hey, Jerome, this is what I did. I was still able to do this, and I might not have fasted this long, but I made sure to keep my refeed short. I made sure that my eating was in control. I made sure to make healthy choices. I made sure to get extra steps in. I love that, though, for you, Captain Rolls. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being accountable in that way. Mandla says, I've been feeling frustrated because I haven't been feeling well. And even though I wanted to start the rolling 36 to 42 hours, I haven't been able to push past the 22-hour mark. I get the frustration of not getting to your mark, not hitting your goal. But 22 hours is still great. And here's another piece of advice. If you can do 22 hours, you can do 22 hours and 15 minutes. If you can do 22 hours and 15 minutes, you can do 22 hours and 30 minutes. If you can do 22 hours and 30 minutes, you can do 22 hours and 45 minutes. You can do 23, 24. Truly ask yourself when you're trying to push these longer fasts, am I truly hungry? Do I really have to eat now? Can I do something in the meantime before I break? Here's another tip for other people that I've worked with. If you are 22 hours in, Mandla, if you're 22 hours in and you're telling yourself, I can't go any longer, I have to break, I have to break. Have you tried something like taking electrolytes? Have you tried something like a 0-calorie drink? Have you tried something like bone broth? Have you tried something like even a modified fast where you're only eating 250 calories and you're still putting yourself at a huge caloric deficit? I'm not saying that these are the things that you have to do. I am just giving you options. And I'm not saying that if one of these things work, that's what you have to do for the rest of your life. Because here's the thing. Sometimes I'll offer that option and people are like, I don't want to eat 250 calories. You don't have to, but have you tried it before? And if you've tried it, were you successful? Now, it doesn't mean you have to eat 250 calories forever, but it's just an additional tool in your pocket. You have now unlocked or discovered the modified 250 calorie fast, or whatever you want to call it. I know the purists on here, that's not how you fuck off. Seriously. Everybody needs to figure out what their journey looks like. Other people need to be like, okay, if I drink a Diet Coke, I'm able to push my fast longer. I'm able to get through a hunger pang. That's great. Does it mean that you have to drink Diet Coke now forever every time you fast? No. All it means is, hey, I got through another day. I was able to push. I realized that it wasn't food that I was actually craving, but it was something else. There's a lot more to that mandala. I just know I can't talk about it all in this specific live stream. Hopefully, though, it's helpful. Okay. Nerd stats. Where am I at? In my last 10 refeeds, in the last 3 weeks or so, I have had a mix of really high calories and some lower calorie days. Some days over 6,000 calories, some days under 3,000. My diet is the hardest part when it comes to my journey. I can easily eat 10,000 calories like it was nothing, 15,000 calories. I've never counted how many calories I've eaten on a binge, but I'm sure I've pushed over 20,000 calories, if not more. My last 10 refeeds have ranged anywhere from around 3,000 to up to 9,500 calories. But even on these refeed days, even on the days where I overeat, I still went for my walks. I still lifted weights. I still counted the calories. I was still mindful. I still showed up. I was still aware. And that's the difference. Many of you might be here saying, what's the point of counting calories if I'm going to eat 9,500 calories? The entire point is you're not giving up completely. You're still putting a habit into practice. You're still doing something that's important to you instead of just throwing it all away and saying, start tomorrow, start tomorrow, start tomorrow, start next week. Hey, you know what? It's Tuesday. Let's just wait until my event on Thursday. And then you know what happens? Oh, well, it's the weekend. I'm just not going to care about anything at all. That's the all or nothing part of you that you haven't been able to let go. That's the part of you that you need to tame, that you need to control. Here are my last 10 refeed weights and my last 10 fasted weights. If you look at the very last bullet, after my last refeed on the 21st, I gained 4.5 pounds the day after. And then if you look at what I weighed in this morning, 24 plus hours later, I dropped 5.2 pounds. If you look, today I weighed in at 142.4 pounds. That's the lowest I've been in the last couple weeks. And I've been able to do that just doing ADF, just eating every other day, fasting every other day. I'm not pushing 3-day fasts, 5-day fasts, 7-day fasts. I can if I wanted to, but I want to prove to myself that I can do shorter fasts, control my calories, and continue to lose weight. And this is the lowest I've been now in the last couple of weeks. And if you're just take a look at what my weight has been on the right side in the green. If we start at the top, 144, 142, 143, 142, 143, 145, 142, 144, 143, 142. Look at how tight that range in weight is. Look at that weight stability. And that's not me doing super long fasts. That is me doing ADF, fasting for around 40 hours. Trying to be really good at the way I eat, making mindful choices. That weight will push itself up every now and then. There are times where I'll gain 10 pounds in a day, lose 12 pounds in a day. You've all seen it. I've shown it to you. But where I'm at right now is probably the most stable I have been in my entire journey. At the very beginning of my journey, sure, the weight dropped off. That wasn't a good snap like that. But I think the bigger picture here is I don't even have to fast for as long because I have been working on my diet. I had been figuring out how to stay at a relatively good weight, be able to fit into my small clothes on a day-to-day basis. I remember when I used to refeed, I would eat so much, there was no way I could wear my smaller clothes the next day. I had to have my quote unquote fatter clothes the next day because I felt too bloated. I've really figured out a good middle ground. And the lovely thing about it for me is that number is just going to keep tapering itself down. That's why even on days where I ate 9,500 calories, I'm like, I'm not going to do a longer fast. I'll just continue to do ADF because I can trust the process. I know that I can continue working on my diet and the weight will find itself down. To me, that's a huge win. It really is. My last refeed, or my last 28 refeeds, I do have nerdy stats when it comes to this. My average refeed time around 5.5 hours. My average calories per refeed, 4,100. So even take a look at that for a second. Right now, my average calories that I eat after every refeed is over 4,000 calories. But look at where the weight is. The weight is steady. The weight is on a downtrend. That's because I trust the process. That's because I am not giving up on my journey. That's because I am continuing to show up every single day. Average protein per refeed, around 200 grams. I'm pretty happy with those numbers. But it's more than just fasting. This is a combination of my steps, strength training, and you'll see here in the last 62 days, I have been averaging over close to 16,000 steps, not over. I'm now close to 16,000 steps. I used to be over 16,000. My steps haven't been as much lately. Yesterday's step count was a little over 15,000. And I did add an extra bullet there for my goal because I realized my goal is to not walk 15,000 steps every day. My goal is to walk 15,000 steps 6 times a week, which averages out to about 12,800. Does that mean that you should walk 15,000 steps a day? No. Or 12,800 steps a day? No. I walk that many steps because I love to walk. I love being outside. I love taking long walks around the city, by the lake. I love taking public transit. I just enjoy walking around. It's just one of the things that I enjoy doing. You, on the other hand, might not walk as much. You might enjoy bike riding. You might enjoy roller skating. Do people still roller skate? You might enjoy getting on a kick scooter like me, that's behind here. Your cardio might be different. You don't have to do what I do. You don't have to fast for as long as I fast. You don't have to eat the way I do. You have to figure out what works for you. Stop imitating me. Don't copy me. Do the things that work for you. Create good, healthy habits for you. I talk about the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is where 80% of the time I do the shit I'm supposed to be doing. I'm keeping my calories low. I'm getting my steps in. I'm lifting weights at the gym. I'm sleeping well. The other 20% of the time, hey, I get the fuck around every once in a while. That's the 80-20 rule. You also don't have to follow the 80-20 rule, but the 80-20 rule is a good way to give myself a break every now and then. The other 20% of the time, I'm overeating. I'm going out with friends. I'll probably have a couple drinks. I probably won't get my steps in. I'm probably not thinking about lifting weights, but I'm still aware. I'm still there. I'm still counting calories, even if it's 8,000 calories, even if it's 10,000 calories. I'm still there. I'm still holding myself accountable. If we look at the 80-20 rule, in the last 62 days, as I have been keeping track, in the last 2+ months, my 80% days, I average around 3,000 calories. 52 of the last 62 days. That's 84%. That's 84% of the time. My 20% days, it's only been 10 days out of the last 62. Sure, the calories are over 6,000 in those 10 days, but it's only 10 of those days. So even out of those 10 times where I ate over 6,000 calories on average, I'm still continuing to lose weight or keep the weight off. Why? Because it's only 20% of the time. Or if you want to be exact, it's only 16% of the time over the last 62 days. You don't have to follow this rule. You don't have to give yourself an 80-20. You can give yourself a 90-10. You can give yourself a 75-25. You don't have to eat 6,000 calories on your 20% days. They can be 5,000. They can be 3,500. Everyone's journey is different. You don't eat the way I do. You don't exercise the way I do. You don't fast the way I do. You don't have to. You're not me. You're not a 44-year-old Asian middle-aged man who's 5'3" who can eat 10,000 calories. You're not me. You have to figure out a system that works for you. Tonight is my refeed day. I'm very excited because it's a refeed day. But tonight's refeed day is not a 20% day. Tonight's refeed day is still keeping myself in check. My goals for tonight is to keep the calories under 3,000, to keep the protein over 190. If I go a little over 3,000, that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up for it. I'm not going to give the day up. I'm not going to start over. In my last refeed, I kept it, I think, right under 3,250. Today, September 23rd, we'll see if I can keep myself under 3,000. But I also plan to do this 2 days from now. My plan for these 3 refeeds is to keep myself in the 80% bracket. I might eat out on Saturday. I haven't made that decision yet, but that's why I said the 21st, 23rd, 25th, for the next 6 days or however many that is, because right, the other days in between are my fasting days. Those are also 80% days. And then this Saturday, maybe I'll go out. Maybe I'll do all you can eat something. We'll see what that looks like. I think those are my nerd stats for the day. So let's break into Fit Check. If you are unaware about what Fit Check is when I stand back here. Fit Check is when I show you what I look like physically. Fit Check is a way to be accountable and transparent. So on a day like today where I'm feeling a bit leaner, Fit Check days I'm pretty good with. I'm okay with. Other days when I eat 3,000 calories, 5,000 calories, 7,500 calories, where I'll gain 3 pounds, 5 pounds, 8 pounds, I'll still do Fit Check. I'll still stand back here because it's my way to be accountable. It's my way to say, hey, I'm not hiding anything. It's the same reason I film everything I eat, so that I'm not hiding. I'm not pretending that it didn't happen. You don't have to do this. You don't have to be this accountable. I do it because it's helpful for me. Sorry, I have to pull the slide up. I lost my train of thought for a second. Before I do Fit Check, here are some photos of me when I was a little kid. Why do I share these photos? It's so that you understand that I have been overweight my entire life. This isn't something that's just happened in the last 5 years or in my 30s or anything like that. I have been overweight, obese in my teenage years, morbidly obese in my 20s, in my 30s, and even in my 40s. It has been a struggle for me for decades, for 4+ decades. And like I said earlier in this live stream, I have been able to lose all of that weight and keep it off for almost 2 years now through fasting and eating better and exercising and working on good, healthy habits. There is no shortcut here. You can call fasting a shortcut if you'd like, because I did it. We all know that if you are putting 0 calories in you, you're going to drop weight. You're going to drop weight. But the question is it something that can be sustainable for you? Can you be consistent in doing that? For most of us, even for me, I wasn't going to do 90-hour fasts for the rest of my life. Are you crazy? I'll still put a 90-hour fast every now and then. I just did one in the last 2 months. I've done some 65-hour fasts. But fasting is only a tool. You need to keep working on your other weight loss levers if you want this to be sustainable and long-lasting. So let's do fit check. I'm currently wearing this boys shirt. I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise. It's of a dinosaur. I feel like they don't make adult shirts like this. Maybe they do. I just haven't been able to find them, but you can find real playful shirts when you get to wear boys clothes like I do. This is a boys extra large. I used to wear adult extra large or adult double XL. I used to wear size 38 pants. I can't even wear size 28 pants, people. I can't wear size 28 pants, and size 28 are the lowest that you can wear. I have to wear boys pants. These pants are like, I don't know what, I feel like you could tell these are boys pants because they come with this drawstring. But these pants are like a size large. I forget. So anyway, fit check. I guess I can keep the mic there, right? Yeah, we'll keep the mic there. It's fine. So, front shot, side, right, side, rear, side, front. You know what's so funny? Because I talk about wearing boys' clothes, and then I have my scooter here that I ride around. This is what I carry on the train with me when I have to go in between. It was raining today though, so I had to take the bus today, which I like the bus. I enjoy riding my scooter. It's just funny to have this like Razor scooter and wear these boys' clothes, and I'm a 44-year-old middle-aged man scooting around in the city. Anyway, okay, that's it. Q&A. That stands for question and answer. If any of you have any questions, please feel free to ask them now. I'm happy to answer what I can. I know I try to answer questions in between during these live streams, but if there's anything you're wondering, anything you want to know, please feel free to ask. In the meantime, if you are looking for help when it comes to fasting, weight loss, or accountability, if you're looking for an accountability, if you're looking for an accountability partner or an accountability coach, you can go to finallyfasting.com. You can book a one-on-one session with me. We can talk about a game plan. We can talk about a strategy. We can talk about getting you to your goals. Finallyfasting.com. You can also check the website out if you want to buy merch. I do have things like stickers like that are here on my moleskin. I also do have hats, not this hat, but other hats that you can check out there. And if you want to support me in another way, you can actually go to the link in this live stream. If you click on that link, you can be part of the Finally Fasting fam. It's a membership on YouTube. If you do sign up, you get to use custom emoji like these. Get to use custom emoji like these that are here. You get your name on the intros of these live streams. And if you join the higher tier, you can join me tomorrow on our Wednesday, either late afternoon or early evening live streams. It's a group coaching session where it's not just me, but other people will hop on camera. Other people will talk to each other. it's a way, an extra layer of accountability that might be helpful for you. So if that's something you're interested in, please feel free to check that out. Adult School with Marco says, motivational, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks, Adult School with Marco podcast. Thanks so much. Thanks for the kind words. I don't really see any other questions here, though, so I'm just scrolling up. I know there are other conversations in here, too, so I'm trying to make sure I am looking through this right. Cap and Rolls asks, thank you. I'll be back for sure to update you. Please do. I say that because sometimes when I tell people to check back, I never hear back from them. So this is just an accountability piece for you. I wanted to ask, how do you navigate social scenarios? So I actually have a lot of live streams about this, like when people hang out just to eat. It's a new problem I've run into. So here's the thing, Cap and Rolls. When you talk about navigating social scenarios, what I do is I time my fasts in between them. If I know I have a social thing happening, I might not eat the day before, or I might do an OMAD the day before. I usually don't, but I'm just giving a scenario where if you are somebody that needs to fast for longer, then maybe you fast around that social scenario. Then during that social gathering, you eat, you enjoy yourself, you don't worry too much about it. And then afterwards, you get right back on it. If you're somebody who is fasting less frequently, maybe doing OMAD or maybe doing ADF, same thing. Maybe you are just fasting until the social event. Then you're eating, but then maybe you have to be a little more mindful about how you're eating. Maybe you can't overeat. You can, but eventually you're going to have to do that slow burn of keeping your calories in check if you are somebody that eats every day. I know you haven't, because I know you were talking about doing longer fasts, but you can do these social scenarios in two ways. One, you fast during that day. You're that guy. What do I mean? I've done it. You're that guy means, oh, no, I'm not eating today. No, I'm good. I'm just going to have this water. I'm just going to have this Diet Coke. You're that guy. Because when I say that, people will ask you, why aren't you having a drink? Why aren't you eating? So you're that guy if that's what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying you're going to be that guy. Or you do the other thing. Like I said, you fast around your social scenarios. Sometimes I get pushback on this too, saying, but Jerome, I have a lot of social things that I go to. Well, hey, that's great. You're a social butterfly. I love that. Makes me a little jealous. I wish I did more social things, but I don't know. I'm also an old man. I'm just like, I don't go out as often as I used to. But if you are somebody that is very social and you are doing things on a regular basis, well, then you have to really pick and choose. You have to be really careful with that. If you're somebody that goes out every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you eat out every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, well, shit, your Monday through Thursday better be super clean. There better be fasts within that. Or on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one of those days, you're taking a less harder approach, right? You're relaxed on one of those days, but the other 2 days you're mindful. You still get to eat, but you're not eating as much. That's the best way I can put it. It really still comes down to balance at the end of it. So hopefully that's helpful, Cap and Rolls. And what am I seeing here? Andre. Am I saying it right? Is it Andre? Andre with a 50, I don't know what RON is, but thank you so much for the 50 RON super chat. Thank you for the generous donation. I appreciate you, Andre. Andre says, planned a 48-hour fast, but I rode my bicycle today for 10 miles. Broke my fast at 20 hours, but didn't binge. Imperfect consistency. I love that for you. I love that for you. Thank you for sharing with us. Because here's the thing about this too, right? Think about, for some of us, we will plan a fast and then we end up working out or we end up pushing really hard at the gym. And for some of us, that will trigger insatiable hunger, ravenous hunger. I feel very lucky because I can push really hard and I don't get hunger in that way. But this is exactly imperfect consistency, like Andre is saying here. Planned a 48-hour fast, rode their bike 10 miles, and then ended up breaking at 20 hours. When many of us break earlier than anticipated, we go off the rails. We then do the all or nothing thing. Oh, I didn't do my 48. I only did 20. I might as well eat the shittiest thing ever now. I might as well spend all my money and just do Grubhub, because why even eat healthy? Why even go get my own groceries? I'm just going to spend all my money and I'm going to eat the shittiest. And you know what? Forget about everything. That's what I mean. This is Andre practicing imperfect consistency. So I love that for you. Thank you for sharing with us, especially to say, but I didn't binge. I really look at that because to me, it sounds like that's something you might have done in the past. And this is now you breaking that habit. Does it mean that you're never going to binge again? Who knows? But even if that were to happen, you are already changing your mindset. You are already working on your habits. So I love that for you, Andre. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Andre says you're spot on with the pronunciation. Okay, I'm glad. No, thank you so much for the donation. Got it. Romanian currency. I'll have to remember that, hopefully, in the future. Thank you again for your generous support. Any other questions? Adrian. Adrian says, hi, Jerome. How did you visualize your end goal when you were initially losing your weight? I haven't been slim for decades and cannot see my end goal. Adrian, I didn't even know what my end goal looked like. So for me, I thought my end goal was being like 180 pounds because I had never imagined that I would even get down under that. Being 5'3" I was like, yeah, 180 would be good because I've weighed 225, 235 my whole life. So for me, losing 50, 60 pounds, I thought is all I needed to be at. And then as I continued and worked on my journey, I was like, no, I still have more weight that I need to lose. So I kept going. If you told me when I started my journey that I would have to be shopping for boys' clothes, I would have said that's crazy. There's no way I could ever fit into boys' clothes. But in reality, I'm short. I have to wear smaller clothes. I feel like the only pair of clothes that I could buy in small adult that fit properly was when I was in Japan. When I was in Japan and I bought a shirt that was small, I was like, oh, this fits really well. So I feel like clothes there are a little more made for people as short as I am. Adrian, I would even tell you, don't worry about what your end goal might look like, that you can't see what your end goal is, because we all know what we need to do. Lose excess body fat, maintain or build muscle. And I think keeping those good, healthy habits up, you're going to get to where you need to be. I look forward to when you get there, Adrian. You'll have to keep me posted. Faith asks, do you have loose skin? I do. I talk about this all the time. I haven't talked about it lately because I always say it, but I have loose skin on my neck. This is actually more apparent if I don't have like the beard that's kind of growing in. Probably shave this tomorrow. I have loose skin on my neck. I have loose skin on my upper arms. I have loose skin on my lower belly. You can watch I did put out a YouTube short of me showing me lifting up my shirt. So I do have most of my loose skin is on my lower belly, on my upper inner thighs. It's one of the reasons I lift weights though. I mean, I lift weights to help my metabolic rate. I lift weights to add more muscle because then I burn more calories at rest. I also like how it aesthetically looks, but I also lift weights because I'm always hoping that it'll help with like loose skin that I have here on my upper arms. As I'm sitting as I'm sitting here flexing, like I do feel like it's helped quite a bit with that. And even if it hasn't helped quite a bit, I know that the aesthetics, I don't know, I just like the way it looks. So hopefully that's helpful, Faith. Maggie says, Aisha's not here. When is the live stream tomorrow? Let's see, Maggie. Let's see. Let me look at my calendar tomorrow. And I love that actually you ask these questions because then it gives me a better idea of when I should stream tomorrow. So tomorrow's actually a pretty open day. I would say tomorrow we'll probably stream at around, we'll probably do around 1 p.m., 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm in the Philippines because 1 p.m. Central in the Philippines is 2 in the morning. So I'm going to have to figure out a different time. It's either going to be at night in the US or in the morning in the US is my guess. But for tomorrow, I would say around 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm already taking time out of my calendar for that now so that it's set is what I'm trying to say. Give me 1 second, everyone, as I put this together. That should work. Okay. All right. That time is booked around 1 p.m. It could be half an hour earlier. It could be half an hour later. So thanks for the question, Maggie. Thanks for keeping me in check there too. Someone knows a bit about Chicago. Do I ever walk on the 606? I mean, I have, but I live closer to the lake. So you obviously know where the 606 is. It's a bit further west for me. But I do go on the 606. It just depends. For the most part though, I'm closer to the lake, if you're curious. So I usually walk more on the lake shore or by the lake shore. So just FYI. Thanks for the question, Katrina. I always love seeing Chicago questions because I'm like, oh, this person knows. Anyway, all good, baby. I was like, it's all good, baby. My notifications didn't alert me for the live. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. I don't know why they don't work. I have no idea because I can't alert myself. I don't know if other people use the alert function on here, but if somebody has any advice for Bebe, please feel free. Captain Rose, you're very welcome. John, what's going up? John's like, I joined the stream 20 minutes late, just caught up by watching 1.5 speed. Hey, I'm glad that works. Have a good one, Miss Peaceful One. I don't know if Miss Peaceful One left already. Miss Peaceful One said I need to get ready for work. So, and also words of encouragement here too. Stay focused. Shift your mindset when your mind starts to shift to food if you're fasting. I love that. Think of your goals and your future self. Miss Peaceful One, great advice. Great advice. Thank you for sharing. Have a great day at work. Thanks for being here as always. Liver King fan, are you asking me? Or are you asking someone else? Oh, maybe you're giving advice, but this is actually really good advice too. Do you feel healthy? Can you fit into the clothes you see yourself in? This is the goal. I love that. That's a great goal. Although, even though I feel healthy now and I can fit into the clothes I want, I know that Well, maybe it's because I know I have fat on my belly and I want to get rid of it. So maybe that's where my goals have shifted a bit. Katrina says we should all meet at the 606 with finally fasting hats on or shirts before you leave Chicago. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I like the idea. I like the idea. Margaret from Facebook asks, "Do you have a time for tomorrow's live?" Yeah, Margaret, I know you're here, so you probably heard me say 1 p.m. So I'd say anywhere between 12:30 and 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. So Ron says, "Do you wear compression shirts?" Yes, I do. I wear them almost every day. So I'm wearing one right now. This is an Under Armour one. And so for anyone who's wondering, yeah, you can see, right? This is black, but I have loose skin here and I still feel like I have extra fat here. It's not the worst, right? It's not the worst, but I know I still have extra to lose. Also, if you're wondering, sometimes I feel like people can't get a really good perspective at like what my body type is, but like all you need to do is go to a boys store or a department store and grab a boys extra large shirt. And then you'll be like, oh shit, Jerome's that small. Deja says, have you tried journaling? I don't know if you saw my comment about that, but I tried it a little bit ago when I ended up eating and it felt silly. A lot of people swear by it, but I'm not sure about it. Okay. So I can understand how some people can feel like it's silly doing that. I think it might depend more on what you're truly journaling about. So think about, and I'll just share what I do for my clients and what I do for myself. For myself, you see it every day. Literally, these live streams are like my up-to-date journals. I share my nerd stats. I share how I'm feeling when I eat. I share why I eat what I eat, why I did what I did. That's my idea of journaling. For you, maybe a journal can also be similar to this. I'm not saying you have to post on social media. I mean, you can if you want to, but maybe it just means recording a video of yourself and talking about your day and seeing if that's helpful for you. But I have other people I work with where what I do sometimes is I will give them, when I give them their spreadsheet, when they work with me, sometimes it's writing about how they're feeling when they are eating or why they ate when they said they weren't going to. They might not have that answer, but I know you can still say, I don't know why I did it, because that becomes a conversation. That becomes a talking point. Some of these can be really important too, because sometimes people will share where they felt on the hunger scale. How hungry did they truly feel? Did they eat because they were truly hungry, or did they eat out of boredom, out of comfort, out of stress, out of emotion, out of anxiety, out of because I was trying to procrastinate? Could be a ton of things. The helpful thing about this is sometimes when people find themselves binging or overeating or doing something that's a bad or unhealthy habit, they can access that journal in the future and be like, yeah, this was a rough time then. Look at how much it's changed since then. They can find patterns of what they do or why they're doing specific things. It all depends. Again, I look at this too, and this might be just a separate conversation because there might be a little more to it than just me saying this without hearing the other side of things. Hopefully that's helpful. Do I own any Speedos? I don't. Why? Is it for compression shirts? I don't have any Speedos. No, no, Speedo fit check. I'm not wearing Speedo. Get out of here. That's not happening. Speedo fit check. That's not happening. Yeah, I think that's very similar to what Borat wears. I don't know what that is called. I don't know what that's called though. Okay, where am I at here? Mankini. There you go. Mankini. Okay. Any other questions? Let me see. Oh, Aisha is here. Hi, Aisha. Hello, hello. Aisha, I said, Maggie had asked, also Margaret from Facebook asked, I plan on live streaming tomorrow around 1 p.m., maybe 12:30 p.m. to around 1:30 p.m. So thank you for asking though. Aisha says, I had to pop in and ask my usual question. Thank you for asking. Thank you. Thank you. So, okay, everyone, I think that's it. I think I shared everything I needed to share. Hopefully, this was inspiring. Hopefully, this was inspiring and motivating for you. If it has been, please feel free to share with us. Feel free to be accountable with us. Take it up another level. Do something different for yourself. It might work, it might not. Only you will know. Before I go, special thanks to Andre for the 50 Romanian super chat. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate the extra support there. Thank you all to my Finally Fasting members who are part of the membership on YouTube. Thank you for the additional support as well. If any of you are in here who are in my autophagy group, I will see you tomorrow as well on our additional live stream. Thank you to all my usuals, my regulars that are in here every day. Thank you for being kind to other people and helping each other out. Thank you for supporting each other. Thank you for showing up. That's all I ask, is to show up. So let's do this again tomorrow. I've been doing this now for 62 days in a row. I'm going to be sad the day that I can't do this every day. I don't know when that's going to be. I don't know what it's going to be like when I move. I mean, I'm not even going to be able to do it every day when I do move, because I have to take pretty much like a 20-some hour flight out. So there will be a day coming. We'll just see when that's going to happen. But for now, I'll be here tomorrow. Show up for yourself. Remember, you're not alone. We're doing it together. I've been doing this for almost 700 days at this point. You got this. We're doing it together. My goal is to help you. My goal is to help you build good, healthy habits. My goal is to build those habits for myself. And one of those ways to do that is to be accountable and to show up. So I hope you can continue to do that. All right. That's all I got. Here's my obligatory wave. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.